Welcome back, pilots. This is Lieutenant Commander Mr. Everything from the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron, and I am continuing your flight school. This third episode, we're going to be showing you quantum travel and landing and requesting clearance on a spaceport. It could be a starport on planet or in space, and also how to use your onboard navigational system to navigate a solar system. All right, the first thing we're going to need to do, I've already explained that we have a keyboard here so you can see the key bindings and the key presses that I'm making, but also that we've already talked about landing in the wilderness, taking off from the wilderness, adjusting left and right using your mouse, and we've also talked about flying reverse and taking and how long it takes your thrusters to compensate for any movement. Also talked about your ladder and everything on the MFDs. So let's go ahead, and I want to talk about taking into space. Okay, so basically I'm just going to use my limiter. I'm going to roll it up with the mouse wheel up to maximum velocity. I'm just going to climb a little bit. Let's talk about maybe a 45-degree angle up. And that's what we're talking about, a 45-degree angle up. Using Z to get a quick look around your ship, and then Z, and then you can hold Z when in the cockpit to get a rear view. And when the ladder disappears, like that, you are now in space and you're able to quantum. Okay, so I don't need to be going this fast once I've gotten into space.
75%.
Don't worry about 75%. You can get a lot of that back just by flying straight forward or landing at a refueling center or landing at your home base, your carrier. Let's bring that down to the red. Get it out of the red, I mean. All right, now that the ladder is gone and we're in space, we're going to press F2, Foxtrot 2. That's going to bring up your Mobi-Glass navigational map. Then I'm going to use my mouse pointer, and I'm going to use the right mouse, hold it down to drag the map around my screen so I can center it the best way I know how. So or just put it in a spot where it will make it a lot cleaner. So let's go right there. Now I'm going to use the mouse wheel to roll in or out depending on how I want to go. We are going to jump to this spaceport right here, Port Olisar. So I left click on the Port Olisar, and then I set route. It should come up. My first jump is to Port Olisar, and it's going to use less than just over 0.5% of my quantum fuel. It's set. We've got a solid line. We're good to go. I need to hit F2 or F1 to get out of your Mobi-Glass. And now in your navigational map down here, you can see that there is an arrow or a line, a path, a trajectory of the direction of where you want to travel to. Okay, so using that as a guideline, I'm going to turn a little bit to the left. And I'm going to go up to make that just a dot. But also, on my screen right there, you can see that there is a waypoint already there. When my crosshair gets on it, it'll start calibrating how hard it is to jump there. Let's turn that away. Let's bring that off. Now, when your ship starts to calibrate, you can also spool the quantum drive. When you do that, your calibration will go 3 to 4 times faster. Okay, so let's watch this. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's gonna take forever. Let's get away. Now let's spool our quantum drive by pressing B or Bravo. And you can see the quantum drive is spooling in the center. Now look at the calibration. It's going way faster. Once everything's complete and you're pointing generally in the direction you need to go, you would normally press and hold B to make the jump. But in the Navy, what we've done is we've changed that B to J. J is for jump. You just press it.
Initiated.
And hands off the controls. You have to wait your amount of time to get there. Once you're there, it takes a second for your jump to actually cool off. Let's go ahead and throttle up a little bit, or not. Let's throttle down, pretty low actually. Okay, now I'm gonna change my shields to comms. Okay, so when you press your and you go to comms, you'll get a number of different comm channels. We're looking for the landing services, right? We found it right here. We press it.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And he will tell me to go to the proceed to the assigned landing bay. So now I'm using my limiter to limit up to get some velocity. 100 is usually pretty good. When you get close enough, a wrench should appear and tell you that that is the landing spot. There it is. Also, you'll see a green aura around the landing spot. Now, something I wanted to discuss before we went too far. We already know about the roll. We also know about the pitch and the yaw. But there's something else. Okay, there I stopped. If I use A and D, I will actually strafe to the right or left. Like D will... Well, let me throttle up just a little bit. Because if you limit all the way to 0, that also limits your thrusters. So now I'm using my strafing ability to strafe to make sure I line up just right. Now when I get inside the wrench area, the illuminated area,
Blocking an active flight bay. Please vacate the facility.
Landing gear deployed.
I can press N to...
Initiating ship storage procedure.
Okay,
For your safety, please vacate the area.
we're not going to
Thank you for
land
your
there
cooperation.
because I haven't landed.
That request has already been granted.
Okay. Now, because we're over this landing zone, I can press and hold N to autopilot.
Automated landing initiated.
I can let go once it starts. So now my automated landing is going to go in. Now, that'll only take place if you have your gear down already. We've landed. Now, once
Landing
you've
complete.
landed at a spaceport or a starport, you want to go ahead and power off,
Shields offline.
turn everything off, and that way you can exit your ship. I exit just by pressing X. Now, if you are inside of a hangar bay that has doors, you will have to request departure. That will allow the doors to open. But in a case like this, where there are no doors, you're external, you can just take off. You can just get in and take off. We're in. We press P to power on.
Aegis combat assist activated.
Let my ship
green.
power stabilize. I'm watching all the bars spin up. There, we're fully powered. Now I can press space to jump,
Launch complete.
and then I can gear up. We're using November.
Landing gear.
My shields are still raising. You can see that in the upper left and in the bottom right. I'm going to limit up a little bit. Use my limiter. Take cruise off. So by taking cruise off, I'm preventing the forward velocity, but it still allows me to use my thrusters to full capability if I use my limiters up and down. See, if I bring my limiters way down, I can still jump, but only up to my limiter speed. Okay, let's try this again. F, comms, where are my comms at? I have to go menu, comms, there it is. Where's the landing services? Right there.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yes, sir, we will. And I see my assigned landing bay is right there. It's the one with the wrench. I'm gonna, I'm holding my W down. I'm gonna E to roll. I'm gonna D to shift, to slip. I'm gonna let go, it'll slow me down and stop. W, up, okay. My limiter is set too high. I'm rolling my wheel down. And then I can press N and hold. Actually, let's control. Oh, my landing gear's not down. That's why.
Landing gear deployed.
Now I
Automated landing
press and
initiated.
hold N, puts you in a landing mode, and it will land you automatically. So we've already done wilderness landing, and we've also now done landing pad auto landings. We've done quantum travel. We've done flight through the near moon and in space. And I think you're ready to go on to some more advanced techniques, and we'll do that in your advanced flight school in the future. All right, guys, and if you're interested in joining the Navy, check out the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. We are located in the Stanton system currently, but our home base of operation is in Goss, and you're welcome to visit your recruiting officer and check us out at robertspaceindustries.com/orgs/1NAS if you're interested. And we'll see you on the deck.